Vintage toys are growing in popularity here in the state line, and with Halloween just a couple of weeks away, horror themed collectibles are even more popular. Those who buy and sell vintage toys say the spooky items are hard to keep on their shelves.
The second I get horror figures or items, they usually sell within a day or less.
Jeremy Beach owns Beach Boys Toys in Rockford and knows when a scary item comes in, it's likely going to go right back out the door very quickly.
Horror dolls of like Michael Myers and, Chucky and all those cool figures from all the horror movies everybody loves. So yeah, those are bought a lot.
Beach says some horror-related keepsakes and toys often fetch big money.
I had a vintage Hellraiser figure, and it was hand-painted by a Marvel artist, and I mean, that's 500 plus, I think it sold for.
The horror genre continues to drive the vintage toy market because of what films like Friday the 13th and Halloween mean to generations of moviegoers.
It's the generation that basically, I grew up with the B horror movies, and they were almost so comical at the point that you just began to love them, They were so fun, actually, just the silliness of them.
The run on memorabilia from scary movies from 30 and 40 years ago is coupled with a growing affection for toys of all kinds from that period of time.
1980s toys are really hot right now. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask, Star Wars, Thundercats. I mean, anything from the 1980s, mostly boys' toys. There are some girls' toys that are good from the 80s. Strawberry Shortcake is really good. Polly Pockets.
Collectors say horror and non-horror items alike, the desire to collect vintage toys is almost always driven by nostalgia.
It's the memories, that when you pick up that toy you had when you were a child, and it has a memory attached to it, a loved one possibly that you've lost, or just a good time in your life.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Jim Haggerty.